Pulse 95. Between local lines, notes from the Emirate.
Well, a big initiative, a big launch in the Emirate of Sharjah took place at the opening ceremony of the 40th Sharjah International Book Fair by His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, the Supreme Council member and the ruler of Sharjah. His Highness launched the first 17 volumes of the Historical Corpus of the Arabic language during the ceremony. And it's a first of its kind project to chronicle 17 centuries of development in the Arabic language. It spans the evolution of many letters, about 5 letters across 5 distinct time periods of the Arabic language. And also during the ceremony, His Highness revealed the official website of this corpus. So we're going to talk all things the historical corpus of the Arabic language with Mr. Ahmad Nameer, the technical researcher at the Arabic Language Academy here in Sharjah. Good morning, Mr. Ahmed.
Yes, good morning. How are you, everyone?
I'm very good. Thank you for joining us kindly this fine morning.
Thank you a lot. Thank you for everyone.
Let's start talking about the importance. What is this corpus all about? What, for people who don't understand what the historical corpus of the Arabic language, what is it? What is it exactly for people who are not familiar with this term?
Yeah, actually, it's like the other dictionaries, you can say, historical dictionaries that we do, but in Arabic language. But here we do have the students or researchers or anyone who looks for the words, they can follow the words across the eras. Like you can know the meanings, how it got changed for the word, and how it used to be used previously. And you can follow across the 5 eras, we know that we have the pre-Islamic, Islamic, and Abbasi across to the current modern day. So the people will get know about the words, the meanings of the words, and how many meanings it does before and until now. And some words you can find out it used to be used in a pre-Islamic and then suddenly got not in use and then appear again in Abbasi. So you can follow the words, you can know the the noun and objectives and all these verbs for the words. So these it's added something new in Arabic language which it wasn't available previously. Yeah.
So what is the importance of the historical corpus?
The importance, as I said, the importance that it will let the students and any researchers to know more about the words that we do in Arabic language. To know how the words got changed across the eras and how it's being used previously. For example, we have some words it used to be used in the past for some meaning, and then after changing these eras, it happened generating new meanings, different meanings. So, and you can follow the historical changes across these eras for the people. So previously, a dictionaries, you can just get the meaning of the word, and you can know who was used.
But there's a history behind.
So the history is there. So the history following up the words changes. This is very useful for the people to know about the word history.
Is it mainly for researchers or for everyone?
No,
really?
for everyone.
Yeah.
For everyone. Everyone can use of this. Can get use of this. Yeah. And now you talk about the website. We have they created a website for these volumes.
What is the website?
The website is almu'jam.org.
Okay.
It's almu'jam.org. So
that's almojam.org.
Yes.
Okay. Al-Mojam.
Correct.
Okay.
So right now we have started with the first 5 letters, as mentioned. The first 5 letters of Arabic language alphabet letters, and we have covered them in 17 volumes. Imagine if we need continue with the other letters, we might reach to tens more books. So having the idea of having the website is not everyone will be able to have these volumes together all, and also the website will help people to reach to this corpus, because it's very important for everyone, and for it's gonna help everyone. You know that everything is digitalized now, and everything is talking about website and web content and this and this. Having it in website, it will let the people to have it everywhere, or they can access it anywhere in the world. And also having this content or any content in having it digitalized, you can let the researchers and students to save their time and effort for look a word. Like, for example, now if you want to go and look for a single word, you want to search for the normal dictionary by opening the book, you will take like let's say 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It depends on your skills. But in the website, you just need to get that word, go to the search box that you do, drop it down, and then it will give you all the normalization. It will show you all the what you call matching words. So, for example, I know in Arabic language you do have like harakat.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know the word, but sometimes like I'm confused about the harakat. So by writing there the words, it will give you all the matching with harakat, or even it will give you the root itself. So you can go across the roots and then what you call review all the words to get your needs. So the website, it's added something very, very helpful. Points to everyone. So for example, for students, especially for students they are just new, let's say, in research and dictionary research and this and this. So this, alhamdulillah, is a huge project which means, supported by Highness Hafizahullah, Sheikh Sultan, Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Qasimi. And the efforts that His Highness and the financial support that we got from him, and to complete this project or to start with the project, it was very huge, because imagine Arabic language is very old, and it has a lot of books, a lot of resources. In order to get the benefit of these, for the researchers to do their studies, and you need to digitalize them. And digitalizing these old books, it's not a simple work. You need a special OCR, the optical character recognition. You know that is everywhere now, but to get benefits of the old books, like they are writing in different ways, in different typing ways. It's not a simple work. So you need like a support,
like calligraphy, for example.
Yeah, it is that we have covered most of this. Like always, all resources, all resource, typing that we have covered. So you need the big support, financial support. It's not a simple job. This is why this idea was available previously, but it couldn't happen. Why? Because a lot of changes. The main changes was the financial change, and also to provide these books to the researchers, like thousands of books, you can say, or 100,000 of books. You need to provide them all to the researchers in order to search for the oldest books that it has this word, so you can make the history. If you don't have the oldest books, you couldn't do it. So how to do it? You need to start first from the base, build up the digital resources, build up the digital library. How to build it? You need to gather all the books, scan it, and then process it by OCR.
So much time,
so much time, so much what you call money. That it's huge, because Arabic language, it's very, very difficult. Not difficult,
very
but
dense language.
It's a lot of
history. There's a lot of history behind it. Yes,
and it has a lot of attributes. Like you need to cover all the noun, verbs, harakat, this. It's a big challenge. It's a big challenge especially when most of the programming languages is written for non-Arab people.
Yes.
So you need to explain to them to provide your need and this. So alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, with the support of His Highness Hafizahullah, it was successful, and it was started.
That's very important to touch on the ruler of Sharjah's role. Let's talk about His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, the Supreme Council member and ruler of Sharjah's role in establishing this corpus and center altogether.
As I mentioned, it was like a big support from him. It was a support financially. First they have established the Arabic language academy in Sharjah to start to start following up on this project.
When did they start, by the way?
In Arabic language academy in Sharjah in 2016.
Nice.
So that entity was established in that time, and then we started our meetings with the other Arabic academies across 10 countries, because this one is like what you call working with the other Arabic countries academies in the other 10 countries. So we start the communication, and they follow up with us to go and make trainings. We we used to go travel to that countries, the countries, and then get trainings for the what you call scholars, researchers, show them about our digital library, our work content. So the support of His Highness Hafidhullah, it was like to follow up always with us, to give us a support and financially, to give us a support in it, directing us, and to make the ways clear for us, to start and to make achieve.
Yeah. Now, how long did it take to, get those 5 letters in the 17 volumes?
Yeah, honestly, we have started. If you remember, in the last book fair, we have started our first 8 volumes. It was like an initial production for us. It was like a test production. We have covered the first 3 letters, the Hamza, Ba, and Ta, and then we again reviewed them. We established the first version with this year's with the 5. So you can say like last year we work and then we work again to the first 8 volumes. For the research work, it consumed like around a year. You can say a year and a half. But for the programming, it consumed like 2 years, something like this.
Yeah. Now, what were the contributions of the corpus to the Arab world?
What could be the contributions?
Yeah, what could be the contributions? The corpus. What kind of value would it give to the Arab world?
Yeah, as I told you, because like the Arabic language is very, very old. And it's one of the the most longest living words in the languages in the world.
Yes.
So when you let the corpus take place in the world, so the people will know more about the language. The people who doesn't know about our language, or they doesn't know how the words being used and this and this, so they will be getting advantage of this for researchers, for the students, for anyone who wants to talk about or to learn about language. So it's very helpful, honestly speaking.
Amazing.
Once you go through the website, the almu'jam.org, and try a little bit on it, you will see the advantage of that corpus.
So let's talk more about your domain. You're the technical researcher at the Arabic Academy, Language Academy here in Sharjah. So let's look at the technical side more of the corpus.
Look, as a technical side, we are taking place of what you call the data, digitalizing the data, getting the resources, from different places, or what you call process it by the OCRs, get it, what you call, process, because like when you process something, you need to make sure that it's got, 100%, what you call, systemized or digitalized. Then we coordinate with the members across the week. We have like around 300 researchers, online researchers, or plus 300 plus researchers online. So we need to give them a support in terms of how to work on this website. They have to documents their work. They go to the library, what you call research. They have to do like some researches, and then they have to take the citations, the cut of that book, and then they have to document it. So our technical is to make sure that the system is working and very helpful for these members or researchers and scholars to do their job and in the right time, inshallah.
Yeah, I also know that the corpus it saw the collaboration of hundreds of senior research and linguists, editors, experts as well, from many countries, actually from 10
countries,
Arabic
countries.
So who are the countries that were involved?
We do have we do have the Al-Qahira, we have the Jordan, Damascus, we have Iraq, we have Tunisia, we have Maghreb, Libya, Mauritania, and other countries. I think
Saudi
Arabia also.
Amazing. I believe, sitting with these researchers and you guys going through it would be really, really interesting and fun to look back at what this letter and the history behind it. So, hats off to you guys, but I want to ask you, what is next for the corpus?
The corpus, we are carrying on with the other what you call letters. We are, this project is it's gonna come with the years. It's not
it's not one time.
It's it's not and also it will generate different fields in the future. We can use later for other what you call projects.
Okay,
it's especially when you have digital library of the main basic or what you call standard books of Arabic.
I'm really excited to see what is next for the corpus, and thank you for coming and giving us some insight on it.
So last word from you. Basically, for people who are just tuning in, we're talking about the historical corpus of the Arabic language. One sentence that really defines what this corpus is all about, and where can they find it? What website?
Yeah, the last word, for this, inshallah, it will be like whoever wants to, increase their knowledge in Arabic, whoever wants to know our history of Arabic language, whoever wants to make himself more professional in Arabic, they have to go to the website and then search for the words and find out how they get, generated the meanings, different meanings for, same. So by the website, as I mentioned, it's very helpful and very, useful for the people. Al-Mu'jam.org, it's like a place that you can know everything about Arabic language and all the histories that it is behind the Arabic language.
Definitely. We're talking about one of the oldest languages in the world, the most dense, one of the richest languages in the world, the Arabic language. And we're very here, especially in Sharjah, very keen on this language and letting the world, have this bigger knowledge about this language and what it's all about, the root of every single word and the root and the history of the Arabic lexicon, the root of every single word and all the words that derive from the root with their vocal and phonetic changes as well. So, and we're talking about different eras, the pre-Islamic and the Islamic and the modern. Yeah. So we're talking about all things Arabic language. So again, if you want to learn more about this, the historical corpus of the Arabic language, you can head on to the website almu'jam.org. That's almojam.org. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Ahmad Nameer, the technical researcher at the Arabic Language Academy here in Sharjah, for talking to us all things historical corpus of the Arabic language.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure having you here.
This is Pulse 95.
Pulse 95.
It's the Morning Majlis.
It's the Morning Majlis.
Talking the stories that are shaping headlines, plus those that make you go,
Yes, welcome back on to the Morning Majlis, and we are talking all things Shams, the Sharjah Media City, and that has been, since its formation as a free zone, has definitely aimed to become a leading regional and international center of media technology. And not only that, it has been keen to become a media center that offers creative global services based on establishing a comprehensive business community and also a hub for SMEs in a variety of sectors, most notably, obviously, the media sector, as well as on training media cadres to advance the media and innovation sector. But here we are delighted to be being joined by Mr. Fagr Kassim Ali, the Media Sector Development Director at Shams Media City, or Sharjah Media City Shams, to talk more about the initiatives of Shams and what it has been up to. So good morning, Mr. Fagr.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us. So let's start talking about Shams's role in supporting talent in general. How has it been?
It has been a great journey thus far. Since we started in 2017, we looked at how can we be different from other free zones. There are 5 media free zones within the UAE. How can you differentiate yourself? So we looked, there is a gap in developing talent, how to find talent, where to find talent, where is the community for these talents. So it was the task from the first day, how can we build the community? And we thought the best thing to build the community and bring them together is to create initiatives. And the first initiative we created is called the Entertainment Experience, which we have 2,500 people registered for that. And we involved them in developing a movie. So we worked with them for a whole year, and we divide them into teams. We give them training on directing, camera, acting, sounds engineering, makeup artists, etc., etc. So we divide them into groups and start, give them this. And we created a platform for them. So they've been extra training. There's a video that they can look into and so forth. And we worked with them for 9 months. So the first month we gave them a script of 10 minutes, and we divided them into the group and said, shoot the movie for that 10 minutes. And then after they finished that, they came back and we said, okay, now you need to write the next 10 minutes. So they wrote the 10 minutes. We came back to the team and then we looked at them. So I said, we kind of make sure it's fine, it's safe. And they said, okay, now you film the next 10 minutes. We went with them until the 60 minutes, and then we asked him, you write the last 15 minutes and you film it, don't come back to us. So we have kind of 29 movies with 29 different endings. You know, it was interesting. And then from this 29 movies that we created, we can rewrote the whole movie, and we produced a movie that was in cinemas last May. It's
Nice.
called 218, Behind the Wall of Silence.
What is it about? If I may ask.
Yeah, it's kind of suspense and so forth, but it's kind of about empowering women.
Nice.
The director was a lady, the main characters were ladies, and so forth.
Yeah.
It was a really great story with suspense and so forth. And hopefully, kind of before the end of the year, early next year, we will hit the OTT platforms also.
So have you been seeing an influx of the youth joining Shams? Because I remember at the International Government Communication Forum, we spoke with Shihab, Mr. Shihab from Shams, and he also talked about how important it is to enrich the youth, and their focus now as Shams is on the youth. So how does Shams cater to the youth?
Oh, this is a very interesting question, actually. What we look at, I mean, how we define media. It's a kind of a gray area at the moment. Is technology media? Is media involved with technology? And like, if you look at the big media companies now, they're actually technology companies. They are not media companies as we used to. And that's interesting for us. And then we said, okay, is gaming part of media? Is digital part of media? Is e-commerce part of media? And the answer was, oh yeah, it is media. They're developing content, so content is media. So we thought, okay, anything I have content, I'll call it media. I claimed it, kind of.
Right.
And then we start looking for the youth. Some people are interested in developing, games, but they need to understand what's coding, what's Python, what's so. And then we start giving some workshops on Python and so forth. And we looked at entrepreneurs. They have great ideas, but they don't know how to do digital marketing. So we start helping them in how to do digital marketing. How to use Google Ads to enhance kind of when they establish their company and so forth. How they can enhance, their advertising or how to bring new clients and so forth. We start giving them training and workshops on social media and how to develop content for social media. So basically, our role is not just come on and open a company and then Bob's your uncle and do it, and you're alone. No, I mean, my kind of role and my teams and the rest of the people working with us and that. Yes, the operation team will get the license and so forth, but then our role will start. And how to develop them and how to keep them within that domain.
On that point, on that note, I would like to know, if you allow me to discuss this further. This is very interesting. The media development aspect, because this is your domain, obviously. I would like to know the step-by-step of the development of media. What are the issues that you address while going in the process of media development? What are the steps that you go through when you're considering development of media?
Yes, I mean, first of all, we divided the media into various pillars.
Yes.
Yes, we looked at content. This is a bigger pillar, but then we looked at audio. We have radio, but also we have podcast. Television. We have television, but we have OTT. The movies, we have cinema, we have independence. So we looked at each pillar alone.
Yes.
And start identifying. We looked at gaming. Okay, people can play games, but what about developing games?
Yeah.
Okay, people will play games, but can we host a tournament and so forth? So we look at each pillar independently, and we can go in under the skin of each pillar. I mean, we cascading, down rather than cascading up.
Yeah.
We divide, we identify the pillar, and then we go in step lower, downwards in each step, and start and look at, and then we identify where can we start in this pillar.
And you have to go also hand in hand with the trend as well. For example, nowadays we know that the youth, they're very interested in gaming.
Yes.
That's something that you just mentioned. And now we have also the metaverse coming up. That's something new, the virtual reality kind of world that we're in. So you have to always consider that, I'm guessing.
Yes, we do. I mean, we did an experiment a couple of years ago, in which we did we chose 3 games, and we invited, 20
Gamers,
kids and so forth. But what we did, I mean, they played FIFA as in a game, but we also brought an ex-Premier League player, and then he took them to the field and said, now you is pressing the red button. I want to see the red button
in real life.
Real life, it's not easy. You press button and you pass the ball, but then you have to choose where to pass the ball.
Yeah.
And we did the same with NBA. They played the NBA game, and then we brought an ex-NBA basketball player and to play with him in the court. And the third game, it was we did. Paintballing, basically they played, and then they took them to the field and said, now you were shooting there before,
right.
With Fortnite, but now you need to do it in real life.
Yeah.
So we kind of try to experiment and find ways in how to mix what we call, reality with gamings and online. And because we find out there are some talents or skills you can transfer, actually. If you look at it, we've been doing it for years, but nobody noticed. I mean, if you look at pilots doing simulation for years, but then they became real pilots. The Formula One, drivers, a lot of the training is done on simulation. It's not really done on the road. So we thought, if people are doing it for years, but it's kind of hidden and expensive, can we do it now? And we did it, and it was really exciting, and parents and families said, yes, we can relate now, because there was a stigma, people play games, they make them dull, they became aggressive, and all that. And then I thought, this is not really real. We need to not educate the people, but let them see the other side of gaming and another side of media. And it was an interesting experiment.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, what is the age range of the youth that can apply to these things, to these activities?
I mean, we deal with the children of Sharjah, so they start from 8 years of age and up you go.
So I'm eligible to join.
Yes, you can. Yes,
because I'm really intrigued in these activities.
Yes. I mean, there are a lot of activities. I mean, we did kind of a workshop with the children of Sharjah a couple of months ago on how to use the mobile, and they can produce their own movies. So we told them how to produce the movie, how to record, how to edit, how to add the music, etc., etc. And we will continue to do so, because now a mobile. Or a smart device, excuse me. It's not a device to talk. It's a device to do multiple things.
Everything, literally.
Exactly.
That's life in your hands.
Exactly. So we are kind of, using this smaller device and creating a lot of things around it.
Yeah, using it as a tool instead of, just a communication type of device. Now, I'm really intrigued to see what new developments that Shams is doing as well. But Rania,
I want to know about the workshops. I'm so excited.
Exactly, the workshops.
I want to know about the upcoming workshops this month and next month before the year
I mean,
ends.
this month we have kind of 4 different workshops.
Yeah.
We have script writing workshops for series, on how to write a series, an Arabic series.
Wow.
Because also we started last month an initiative called the Script Room, which we try to identify talented people, and then they will start writing, a script. And hopefully we will try to produce around 4 series, we call limited series, 4-6 episodes.
Okay.
So kind of we identify a number of talents and we worked with them. But also we want the larger community to get involved. That's why we're doing the workshops on the script writing.
Okay.
We did one last week, and we're doing another one this coming Saturday, and the following Saturday for script writing.
Okay.
But also we are doing parallel another workshop on editing, how to edit your movie and so forth.
That's very important.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know, because people do shoot and they do a lot of film, but when it comes to edit, and then suddenly you lose track and so forth. Another one we do, it's an interesting, is how to handle the media, how your body language, and the body language when you speak, what sentence, what to say, what not to say. And the fourth one we do is what we call digital marketing, which we think is a lot of people going digital.
Important one.
So we thought, well, people need to know a few tricks, and how to utilize their platform or their apps, and how to sell their products and so forth. And in September, we have also 2 different training courses, but we'll continue with the workshops for the script writing, because will continue until kind of next June. We'll continue to do so and so forth. But also we have another workshops in directing next month, so people want to get involved in directing, because directing different from being a camera person. Shooting is different from directing. There's different dimensions.
Yeah.
Some people you could be a very good, camera person, and then you want to upgrade your skills, but you don't know how to direct. So there's an opportunity there. And we found also editors, a lot of editors becomes really good directors, because when they edit, they can see the angles of, and we thought, if you're a camera person or an editor, you want to upgrade your skills, join us and we'll teach you how to be a director and so forth. So, yes, and of course we are looking at having probably another workshops on gaming, on Python and how to develop a game and so forth, and because we've been asked lately how we do animation, how to do the drawing.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, we'll do both. We'll do animation, and so when we also will do coding and so forth.
Very interesting.
Amazing. I mean, these are all tools that the youth do need to know, because the future is technology, the future is programming. And I personally do believe that the programming language should be an addition to your language in general in the future.
Right.
Yeah,
it is the future, definitely. So to talk more about what's happening in your domain, in your department, the initiatives and projects that the media development has been working on, can you talk to us more about it? Besides the workshops, obviously.
Yes, I mean, to identify talents, you have to work on various kind of initiatives. Not just say, well, here's the workshop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to work with them slowly, and so forth. And that's why we believed on having the script writing as one initiative. Because we believe we need to work with people on a kind of 6-month period to develop their writing skills and so forth. And also we're working on another initiative to develop, I won't call it presenters, but and how people can use their audio as a voiceover artist or as a podcast. We have an initiative for podcast. It's a podcast competition which we're launching the end of this month, for people to come who are interested in this audio domain, because podcast is a trend at the moment and so forth. So there's got to be a podcast initiative involved in this. So what we're looking at and see where this younger talent can go into, and how can we as a media city prepare the groundwork for them to enter these fields. And that's why the script writing initiative, the film initiative, the podcast initiative, the gaming initiative, and just for them to enter these things.
So how does Shams differentiate itself from other free zones? What makes it special? Why is it so attractive for people to come in and work with Shams?
First of all, we born digital, so it's an easy process to issue your license. You can go to the website, how much it's going to cost you, what kind of license and you do it. So it's an easy process.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned earlier, that's the role of my colleagues in the sales department and the operation. But then my roles and other departments start, okay, there's the company. And kind of how we can help this company to progress, how we can help this company to grow. I mean, I worked in a number of projects, within Shams, and we selected companies that are based in Shams. So that's given, Shams are really looking after us, And we attend, prior to Corona, when we attend any seminars or any event, we used to invite companies from Shams to be part of our, in a group who are participating in this event. We did Seamless, we did, other events where we had 4 or 5 companies in the Shams podium. So basically we are not leaving them alone, because we know they need support. We know they need somebody to help them, to grow. And we believe if they grow, Shams will grow. And that's what differentiates us from others.
I'm looking at the podcast competition right now. I was really intrigued to see what it's all about. You guys are not only motivating the youth to come on down, you're giving them cash prizes as well. And you're telling them you have a free license, you have free access to a recording studio, and you have free access to a co-working space. So basically you're supplying anyone who wants to learn with the right supplies, with the right tools, and say, show me what you got. And that is amazing. I kind of wish when I was younger, I had that type of median.
You're still young.
I still am young.
He's still in his 20s, by the way.
Yeah, but a little bit younger. Start them young is always better. Creating that foundation, creating that base, so when they become my age, they're a lot more ready for whatever challenge they do want to take. I'm very impressed.
I mean, this is exactly what he said. I mean, we know that there are a lot of talents within the UAE, and it's our duty to go and find these talents and give them the right platform so they can show their talents.
Well, this conversation is so rich, and I wish it will never end. But sadly, we have to go to business headlines. But before that, or sports maybe, I'm not sure. But before that, I just want to get Mr. Fagr, your final words to the public. How can they be part of Shams and all the initiatives and projects that it offers? I
mean, it's simple. They can follow our social accounts, and various platforms. They can go to our website, shams.ae, and they will find all the initiatives, the training courses, how to open a company, and so forth. So it's easy there. And we will reach them. We always reach to entities. I mean, we work with the various entities within Sharjah, the youth, the children of Sharjah, etc., etc.
So if you want to know more, for sure, head on to the website, shams.ae. It has all the information, all the agenda that you need to know. And just like Hani just said, he looked up the podcast competition. And
it was right there in your face.
It's right there in your face.
You
very
get to
easy.
know.
Very accessible, very easy. That's all you need to know. And we had with us, we had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Fagr Kassim Ali, the Media Sector Development Director at Shj Media City, Shams. It was a pleasure having you with us today.
It is my great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The pleasure is all
so
ours. Thank you so much. Hats off to you guys. Hats off to Shams.
If you liked this episode of The Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.